times. So after that, I really learned that, especially around that time, it's very clear in the rules that if you overtake outside of the racetrack, you have to give the position back, which didn't get penalised for it or anything like that. So I was disappointed in myself that I didn't see some of the cheap shots that were done. Brake checked me in the last corner, and I was very, very disappointed in myself, just angry that I'd been stooped like that. I wasn't worried about catching it back up. We were well over a second lap faster. I ran off on track. I was like, yeah, it's fine. I'll get back on track. I'll get back up to it. We'll figure it out. There was a big step between. There was only a tiny bit of ground where I ran off, and then there was a big step, and I just hit the front of that without seeing it, and lost the front in the gravel. But to still pick it up and still finish second was pretty good, I think. But after that, we learned a heck of a lot, and in the end, that ended up being probably the best thing that happened in my career so early on, to learn what people do, how they do things, and we're going to drop with that again. So you learn the most from your bad days. That was one of my bad days. So I was very fortunate to have the early years, not my later years, when it could have been, the difference between winning a championship or not. Later that year, I think it was only one race after that, I realised that my wrist was in 4 pieces, and so we raced the second half of the season with a broken wrist, and we did the best job we could. But we weren't able to fight for a championship, so it was a big learning experience, but one that I really appreciate that I had so early in my career.
It certainly was a good race, but you and the 46 mates now, so you obviously have gone off into the twilight together, and you catch up with him occasionally.
Very much so. It's something that I've always had respect for my competitors. I went through a period where I didn't really respect too much what Valentino was doing, and I think he had a couple of years that really gave him some competitive perspective on what I was dealing with for several years. So I think after that moment, things sort of changed for him towards me as well. And I've had more than enough respect for him over the years, and I think that's when he started to respect himself. And that's when sort of things changed around. There's so many people that'll sit on the couch and have comments and have opinions about what goes on the racetrack, but until you're going around these corners at the speeds that they're doing, everybody sees the impacts and they lift the bash and they go, yeah, a bit more of that please. I'm like, no, you get out there and do it, we'll see how you react, we'll see how your heart rate jumps up. So I think people need to give a bit more respect to everyone that's out on this track and doing their bloody best they can. Yes, they make some mistakes, everyone does, and I think that they need to give them more credit for what they do.
Absolutely. You've been very generous with your time. Before we go, we know we've got sprint, obviously the big one tomorrow. Who do you like for steps on the podium, and is Jack Miller a chance? Is Jack Miller a chance, and who do you like?
I think Jack's definitely a chance, but it all depends on how long that Yamaha can hold on those tyres. It's not necessarily Jack and the Yamaha. We've seen them be quite fast in qualifying at times, but then drop off during the race. So it'll really depend on what things are going to happen. Tomorrow, today, it might be a little better for the race. He seemed to be doing quite well on the hard tyre compared to others as well. I think he did his lap time on the hard tyre. Everybody else was on the soft tyre. So that's very positive. We'll just have to see.